Well, Barfly Brooks, I have to say this to you. I think your friend is being very unfair. I grew up, and I don't know, every now and then my pal, Jim Richter, we used to call King Dick, he used to come up with these phrases all the time, and for being such an a-hole, he used to come up with these ones, and he used to like really milk it and repeat it, and after a while it stuck, he used to go on like battered boyfriends. This whole thing was a slogan about battered boyfriends, and he would just come up with these catchphrases. He would try to make up catchphrases. And the thing is that one person cannot, well, okay, you can coin a phrase, all right? But until it's published, until it's out there and people are printing it, it's fair game, really, I mean, you could be kind and say, every time you use the phrase, as my friend so-and-so says, but you know what? It's fair game. Unless the guy's published or something and he can lay claim to it, I say he's being silly. In fact, he should be flattered if you're using his so-called phrase that he came up with. So I'm with you on this. But you know what? You should somehow have an airing of the grievance, and maybe you could just extend an olive branch and say, dude, if you feel that bad about it, I'll stop using your damn phrase. Crybaby. All right, how was that? Was that good advice? Hey, everybody else chime in. What do you think, Does Barfly Brooks have a problem, Should he trust this guy? Hey, good for you, though. You guys are developing a video game. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that sort of thing. All right, cheers. And then, as usual, sometimes I wrap up Fez Night with something a little more serious. And this is one of those things, you know what? I got my scooter going. I bought it was kind of like, it was still drivable, but there was things wrong with it. Like the battery was kind of dead. And so I had to kickstart it. And in fact, if you see the Kong Escapes video, any of you have not seen it, that's my little pride and joy, part of that Kill Kong saga. And also Delisa Productions, the Fez sanction and all that. That was the golden age, of the Network of Evil, when there was that wonderful, and Gore and Trisha Kitty, when they kidnapped me and they were holding me. Oh, good times. But yeah, if you see in that, I'm kickstarting the scooter, but it actually has an electric starter, and so I got that fixed because I'm really thinking, man, God, gas prices. Things I can do to save money. I have to, it's like I have a 20-mile commute to work, and I can't ride the scooter on the freeway, but I have in the past rode that thing to work. I have to get up extra early, but it beats taking the bus, I'll tell you, especially in San Diego, And in fact, and where I work, I never, look, people that have long commutes, that is not good. The trend in the future, everybody should live close to where they work. This idea of cheap energy, that's over, we can't be pigs about it anymore. And this thing, the pressure to start drilling off the coast, and if anybody's interested in saying this to anybody, is that look, Bush himself said we have an addiction to oil. And when you have a heroin addict, do you try to go score more heroin for him? Sure, we could get by if we start drilling off the coast, but there's a price to pay. And the idea is, the trend is to move away from this one place, putting all our eggs in one basket. There's so much stuff that comes from oil. All the stuff things that are made out of plastic comes from oil. Those plastic bags, all this stuff comes from oil, and we've just put all our eggs in one basket, cheap oil. And we need to diversify, like any good economist will tell you, I know anything about economy, but the idea is you diversify your money. You don't put all your money in one investment. You scatter it around. That's just smart thinking. It's just wise. In case something goes wrong over here, you still have these other plans. But the big plan for America, it's almost like to be an American, was to burn lots of gasoline, buy things made out of plastic, use up stuff, buy cheap stuff, throw it away, fill up the landfills. Things have got to change. And you know what? look, man, it's hurting me. It's hurting me as way things are at work. Business is slowing down. Prices are going up. I mean, I didn't see this coming like this, you know. I mean, Bush sped things up, really, by starting this war. I could go on and on. But, look, you might alleviate the symptoms by, you know, but what they tell us is that, look, there are not enough drilling derricks ready to go to work. There won't be any change. It would take 10 years if they started just drilling now. And there's a price to pay in the long run. And all it would be doing was just basically giving us more of a fix and not going into rehab. And that's what we need. The country needs to go into rehab to rethink stuff. And then again, you'll hear even like reputable, as far as carbon footprint, reputable environmentalists talking about more nuclear power. The thing I want to say to anybody that advocates nuclear power, you know, fission, the old style nuclear power, I mean, maybe fusion might be the answer, but they haven't developed that yet. But what do we do with the waste? What do we do with it? I mean, one person once said, it's like building an airplane, flying it, and then thinking about building the landing gear later. You know, putting it in the air and saying, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Look, there's no answer. You know, some people talk about like, you know, atomic accelerators, breaking the plutonium and changing it into something else. But that can only be done on a very, very small scale. We're not even close to achieving that. So the thing, man, I'm stressed. I get stressed out. I've been stressed out. I mean, I've been waking up at 4 a.m. and not able to go back to sleep because I'm like, what are we going to do? Hey, you know what? I'm an idiot because I think about stuff. What, does it concern me personally? In the long run, it will all of us. But I don't know. I'm screwed up that way.